Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the shop. I got something pretty interesting coming through the shop. It's one that I think we all know, that have been around a while. This knife tube thing. Um, y'all all know Bryan's knives. Let's see. This bottle is a little tattered, but it's Bryan knives over there. Uh, he come up and wanted a custom knife made, and I said sure. So we've been working on this thing on and off here. We worked on a little bit at the show, and we're kind of settling in on what we want and all that stuff. So I'm going to turn you around. I'm going to try to video this all and the whole process here. That way it's a lot easier. Something pretty cool. I don't know whether I'm going to split it up into parts or just do like an hour video. I normally don't like to do those because people don't watch them all the way through. The shorter end videos, several parts, people get behind those. So I'm going to give that a try, maybe. So I'm going to turn you around here, show you what we got. So Mr. Bryan picked out some 1095. He really liked the 1095, and I can't blame him. This is kind of my setup now. I've been working on some sketches for some other people, and I'm also working on 3D printing some stuff. That stuff's pretty cool. Looks like it's gonna start rocking, so it ain't gonna work out, I don't think. It's hard to get kind of the stuff to work out. Some of it will work, some of it won't. You have to watch that. See how it's moving back there? That's not supposed to happen. But anyway, so he decided on the buffalo skinner, which is a fairly good sized knife. Anyway, I think it's bordering on about 10 inches. Well, let's see what it is. Sorry, y'all. So this thing is, as I'm quite sure, is bordering on about 10 inches or so. Probably a little bit more. It's right on the 10. So it's on the 10-inch mark. And I found that usually the 10-inch range is quite good. For about anything. You get over 10 and not really issues, but usability and things like that. I mean, you're wielding a tiny sword, So 10 inches is going to be pretty good. Now here's what it is on steel. I think it's going to turn out pretty nice. And he also went with the big boy, 3/16. I like 1/4-inch stuff, but really 1/4-inch stuff is really too big, in my opinion, to heft around. 3/16, you got kind of the same similarities as 1/4 inch, but you still get a lot of strength with 3/16. 1/8 inch is going to be pretty stout in 1095. But just kind of as a comparison, here's 1/8 inch 1095. If I can get these two pieces together, I can kind of show you what I'm talking about. So looking straight down on them right here, you can kind of tell the difference here between the two. 3/16 is not much of a difference, but it is a big difference. Especially when you're talking about knife steel. But he chose the OD green canvas micarta, which I really like. And I found a matching micarta pen to go with it. And I think he's gonna go with, I think he's wanting me to make two sheaths, one of them be leather and the other one being Kydex, which is not a very big deal because I can make them both. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be it's going to be a pretty easy build. I feel like it won't be too awfully bad with all the materials and stuff. But I already had the biggest majority of this. I ordered scales. They come in pretty quick. Well, I ordered the scales and the lanyard tube, or not the lanyard tube, but the regular tube, and it all come in pretty quick. The rest of it will be just kind of putting it all together and seeing how all of it goes. Alright, hang out with us as we go along this next process. Alright, you guys, so it's kind of what we end up with. Sorry for the light. So this isn't the final product. This is just kind of getting it to what it's gonna look like. You see I got the holes right there already for pins, stuff like that. We'll come back and hit this with a grinder. For now, I'm gonna change out this drill bit right here to a F bit, which is 1/4 inch. Drill out these holes. Alright, you guys, so this thing is still a little bit warm, so I'm gonna wear some gloves. I drill these out to 1/4 inch. This is an F bit. This is not a 1/4 inch drill bit. This is a F bit. It's made for 1/4 inch holes. I don't know. Some people call these a machinist bit, but this is what it needs to be to fit 1/4 inch hardware into these. I did another process of this to chamfer everything, give it a nice hollow hole for it to go into, and yeah. Well, my outfit was plugged in, mine up. I got too many plugs around here. Way too many plugs. And there's that one. So I also do, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So this is just a regular old DeWalt brand drill bit pack. I think I give $10 for this. I'm pretty sure. And so what I'm gonna do is, so I got two 3/16, right? I'm gonna take one of these because it's not the same hole size or anything like that, and I'm gonna drill some relief holes for my epoxy. And micarta is also one of those things that it gets kind of heavy on the end if you put micarta on these. Some people do this, some people don't. It's kind of a toss-up whether it works really well or whether it doesn't. But I'm going to do it, and that way I have penetration of the glue all the way through to the other side. That way it holds a better chance of holding this stuff together. And I usually drill 2 holes together. That way I don't get them mixed up with all my other holes. And this is just a completely random pattern. This is not something that I measure. There's sort of the finished product on the handle. So the next part is going to be laying this part off, and well, pretty much where this has straight lines in it, this has straight lines in it where I used that thing. I need the lines to go the other way. I know it looks pretty chewed up right now, but it ain't gonna be this way for long. I'm gonna hit it on this thing right here, my 2x72, and get the lines lined up. get them straight to where I can use my drill bit that I just drilled holes with this thing and get some lines drew up on it. Alright, so these things are, it was a little difficult trying to figure out how to get this thing set up. After I learned how to do it, it's not too bad. Now, this is a 36 grit belt, and that's what I'm going to use to start off with, because it'll chew off the maximum amount of stuff that I can get done on it. And the reason I'm wearing gloves right now is because that is still pretty hot from getting cut out earlier. And I can work on this, work on that metal while it's still pretty hot to start with. But once I do the heat treat, not so much. So I kind of get this thing in here. Get it semi-tightened up. I traded the platen on this. It come with like a little soft platen. I changed it out to glass and I busted it in the process, but it's still smooth. Take and tighten everything down where it won't move. Now this is level. That's the way I like to keep this. So then I'll go to throw my belt back on there. It's kind of short, so you have to loosen everything up. Get it slid back a little bit. Kind of get the belt lined up. Pull it to where there's a little bit of slack. Tighten this down. And then once I tension it, it all becomes tight. So now this will come a little bit later. Alright, sorry y'all. Said that thing has gotten hot. And it ain't even that hot out here, I don't think. So kind of see how the scratches are going in a one direction now. See where this one's kind of jaggedy looking. I'll see that how that one looks. So we'll keep going. So now you can see all the scratches are lined up a little more refined. The handle back here is coming along. This thing is a little more shape to it, and yeah. So the next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna put some permanent marker on here, and I'm gonna mark the middle all the way around. First we got to figure out if Bryan wants a Spanish notch or not. We're gonna do that. Alright guys, so it's future me. For the video, this video, I just wanted to say a few things. Now I did skip the heat treat because it's all the same. If y'all want to see that, leave a comment or whatever, and I'll try to make that happen. But as far as the heat treat, I think the next part will be more after I'm done grinding, and because with this thing, it took a whole lot of grinding that you know I would normally have to do, because normally I do 1/8 inch stuff. This is 3/16, so I was on this a good little stretch of time just to be able to get this thing finished. And plus this grinder right here, it does throw off a whole lot of dust, and I try to mitigate that as best as I can. Of course, looking around, you wouldn't think that I would even do anything of that sort. I need a full-time maid here just to keep the dust down. It's pretty dusty in here. So yeah, just a little bit of a heads up. I skip a whole lot of grinding, a whole lot of stuff like that in here, just to save on time. And you know, people really don't want to watch me grinding and stuff on that. So the next video will be, this will be after heat treat, and I promise I did it. So I figure out how to do the copper etching and all that stuff on that, and then I'm pretty sure I made some sheaths on there too, so that'll be on there, and then finishing up the final product and all that stuff. Hopefully I'll have enough to do for this next video. So thank y'all for watching part 1. If you made it this far, comment Bryan's knives. Alright, remember, live life outdoors. God bless.